Hello, one and all, and welcome to this special Atempo webinar session. My name is Nick Crisp at Atempo Marketing, talking to you from Paris this afternoon or this morning for some of you. Thanks so much for joining. We have around 150 people on the call, which is really great to see. I must say, we certainly appreciate your interest in the subject, the very hot subject of this webinar, which is reverse cloud storage migration, unclouding made easy. Reverse cloud. It's a fairly recent concept. I think the term was first coined maybe 4 or 5 years ago, but it's one that's really exploding right now. And the fact is that today, so many current and prospective Atempo customers are weighing up how to get some or all of their data or their customers' data back from the cloud to on-prem storages. And why is that, we may ask? Well, our speaker will tell all in a moment, and now will be perhaps the right time to introduce him, Louis-Frédéric Leslo, Director of Product Management here at Atempo HQ in sunny Paris. Good afternoon, Louis.
Hello, Nick. How are you?
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Yeah. So in less than 30 minutes, Louis will paint the unclouding picture, I guess, with a lot of blue sky. So I imagine also he'll big up the Atempo solutions in this area. I'd just like to say, if you have any questions during the session, you can use the question tab on the right-hand side of the screen. Ask any questions that you'd like, and we'll try and answer as many of those as we can at the end of the session. So we'll leave 5 to 10 minutes for questions at the end. So Louis, I'll hand over. The floor is yours.
So, before beginning this session, a quick introduction about Atempo and a few words about Atempo, our company, before beginning our presentation about our including your data from Atempo. So we are a French-based company. We are a software editor. We have people spread all around the world to sell our products, to support our products, and to help you building data protection and data management architecture based thanks to our solution. So at Atempo, we exist for 30 years now, for more than 2,000 customers all in the world, more or less 200 employees spread all around the world. And the main subject of the day are including your data. Today, cloud is a solution and a storage solution very used into large data management and large data ecosystem. And maybe you are aware or not of this point, but today organizations and companies are involving at least three cloud software solution and 3 cloud storage solution in average. So cloud, it's something more and more used. Volume are exploding, and following this volume explosion, cost as well are exploding, and security is still a concern. So today, for many reasons, and we will cover this different reason, a lot of users are wondering if they continue to push data to the cloud, to still use data, to still use the cloud to store data, and if they have to make a reverse cloud migration for some purpose, because of cost, because of security, and all of that point. So today, cloud will continue to exist. Cloud will continue to be used for a lot of reasons, because it offers a lot of advantages to be used. But for some reason, and we will jump to that different point in a few seconds, today, your company, your organization, maybe which wants to change the solution and to get back on premise data. And we will cover that point in the subject of the today's session. The top 4 reasons for including your data. Reverse cloud migration or including projects are usually driven by 1 or 2 or maybe the 4 reasons we can present here. The first one, business reasons. For example, today with AI, you need to crawl and to compute a lot of data, and for that, cloud are usually not as efficient to run data mining AI against this data set, this data lake, this data set with data lake. So for this reason, it could be very useful to get back your data on premise, to access locally, and to put and to connect locally your data to your compute facilities, and like that, doing data mining or AI. But I think in your different market and in different business, you can find a lot of other reason justifying business reason to have access locally to data, requiring local data access. Second one, and I think you already figure that point in a few cases. Today, costs are exploding with cloud because of cloud usage in your organization, and the business factor and the cost factor is the main point and the main reason for including the data. So because of the cost, it could be very useful to think about an including project. Second one, and it's something good we could figure too. It's today cloud could bring a performance issue or a time to access to the data because of all cold storage tier proposed by different cloud provider. When you decide to store your data on a cheaper cloud tier, associated to this low cost storage or lower cost storage, you have a lower performances or a lower accessibility to your data. So today, for any reason, if you need to take back your data on premise or to just access to your data, it could take 1, 2, 3, 4 days to get back your data and to get back to your data on the storage. So for this reason, cloud could be not anymore the good storage choice for your business. Last point, and not the least, today you see the news. There is a lot of discussion about GDPR in Europe, about Patriot Act, all that regulation, all that new regulation, and I imagine because today data is the most important economic factor for a lot of industry, for a lot of politic issues. We will see in coming months, coming years, more and more regulation about data and how we store data, how we manage data, and how we distribute the data in our different storage architecture. So because of this regulation issue, maybe, for example, you are an European company and you have pushed a lot of personal data from your different users to a non-European cloud provider. You need to bring back your data in Europe or bring back your data on a GDPR compliant cloud provider or cloud or storage, and you need to bring back your data on this new storage. So for these 4 reasons, and I imagine you can find all the reason, and please, if you have other points justifying an including migration project, feel free to share it with us. Sorry, in the chat box. But today, the top 4 reasons for including data: business reason, business factor, cost, performances and accessibility of the data, time to access to the data, and last point, regulatory issues. So because the different regulation seen all around the world. But achieving reverse cloud project, reverse cloud migration project, or non-including project, if we can call it like that, there are risks and pitfalls to mitigate and to manage. The first one is to choose a solution providing the adapt performance, the correct performances to achieve the migration. The risk is to choose the not efficient solution for your project. It's to have a never-ending migration process, to never see the end of your migration, and to have migration running for a year, month and month, for eventually 4 years. So before initiate the reverse cloud project, an including project, take in consideration the volume to achieve, the bandwidth you have, the bandwidth you can tier your data from the cloud provider, and choose the right and the adapted solution, proposing the correct performances to achieve your migration project. Second point, is to find and to prepare your migration, because when you tier data from cloud, and a lot of cloud provider today charge you for egress, charge you to download your data, to list your data, to have details about against your cloud bucket. So take in consideration downloading data and tiering data from the cloud. Migrating data from the cloud could be cost impacting. So take this point in consideration and choose a solution reducing at maximum the queries against your cloud buckets to prevent to explode the billing because of the migration. Last point, and very, very important one, it's not restrict to cloud migration, reverse cloud migration, the data loss or data corruption. During a data migration, and when we start talking about terabytes of data, petabyte of data, or exabyte of data, you cannot check file by file at the end of your migration project because it's too time consuming, and you are not the final user, you are not the end user, so you cannot know if data you have moved are correct, integrate, without any integrity issues, or without any corrupted data. So the very important point to be sure and to assure, it's to prevent any data loss or data corruption. So to have a solution guaranteeing you the data integrity from end to end, and to keep the track of this data integrity, and to provide you at the end reporting for each object, and to keep this reporting available for each object. So that's the 3 points to manage: performances, costs, and data integrity. And why Miria is your go-to your solution for including project, and to help you to succeed your including project. As I say, doing a migration project, and for 3 points we have seen just before, it's not a one-shot task you launch. It's a real project you have to manage, with a schedule, with resources to involve, with costs to manage. So it's a real project to manage with a solution, and Miria could help you in this case. The second point, and a very important one, because it's a solution we will demonstrate today, it's to have a powerful data migration solution. Today you have at disposition a lot of tools on the market, a lot of solutions on the market, but you have to find the most adapted one for your purpose, and we will see together how Miria can be the data migration solution to achieve your including project. And last point, the data integrity check and global reporting. As we see just before, we have seen just before, the data integrity and the guarantee of the data integrity during the migration is a very, very, very most important thing. You have to be sure, if you have 7 petabytes or 5 petabytes to get back from your cloud provider, you have to be sure at the end the 5 petabytes you have migrated from your cloud provider to a on-premise storage are the same objects with the same number, and all the files you have migrated are in the same state as it was in your cloud provider before the migration. So Miria could help you to manage all these 3 points with the solution. So project management, powerful data migration solution, and the guarantee of the integrity during the migration with, at the end, a global reporting available in the solution to show you the job done, and precisely object by object, the digest from the source and the digest at the target. And like that, you can keep the track of all objects migrated and the digest from the both files we have read and copy on your storage. How it works? It's quite simple. Today, you have a cloud provider. It could be AWS, Google Cloud, Ali Cloud, Azure, Wasabi, and the list is not over. And if you are interested in, we can share with you the full compatibility guide of the solution. So you have your cloud provider. You deploy your Miria solution, so the Miria server, and depending the performances you want to achieve, we have a component called Data Mover. And Data Mover is a very interesting component. It's fully scaled up, so more performances you need to reach, more Data Mover you can deploy. So it could be 1, 2, 3, 4 Data Mover, and more Data Mover you have, more performances you can reach with our solution. So it's very, very interesting component and very interesting architecture we have developed with the Miria solution. You involve all your storage into the Miria console, and Miria will distribute the load on top of all across all data movers available. So it's very interesting, and like that, we can achieve migration with a very high level of performances. And you can push your data to any NAS on the market offering a SciAFS or NFS access, GPFS and Lustre, and Miria is one of the only solution compatible with Lustre and with a very good integration with Lustre, also for GPFS. So very, very interesting solution. And when we talk about HPC or AI, talking about GPFS and Lustre, remember at the beginning of this presentation, we have talked about why I need to migrate my data on-premise storage because of data mining or AI. And today, Lustre or GPFS are 2 storages and 2 parallel file systems very deployed into large AI facilities or large HPC facilities. So Miria is a very good solution, could cover that use case. But also object storage. Object storage is on-premise. You have put in the past 5 years or 3 years petabyte of data to the cloud, and billing is too expensive now, so you can decide to go back on premise and to migrate to an on-premise object storages. Like that, we can also migrate all the versioning history, all metadata you have done on your previous cloud provider. So very interesting solution. And at the end, also, it could help you to put it on tape. For example, you want to archive your data and you want to get a copy for compliant regulatory regulation, you can, like that, put your data on tape and keep an offline copy, air-gap copy. You have pushed to the cloud in the past year, past month, past week, to a tape copy. So today, Miria is your go-to solution for cleaning projects. It's compatible with all cloud providers on the market, offering a S3, Azure Blob Storage, or Swift Access. And it's also compatible with all storage technology you can find on-premise. So very, very interesting, very complete solution. And it will help you first to achieve incremental operation. So once you have achieved a first full run, the all next will be incremental. So we will just sync the changes from the source to the target until we reach a short time to achieve the cutover phase and then decommissioning the previous storage to put in functionment the new one. It provides an end-to-end data integrity mechanism. We keep during the migration process we keep the track of all digests one at during the reading operation at the source, and one at the target during the writing operation at the end of the writing operation. And you can eventually rerun a data integrity check to compare a new time digest existing as a source with against once we have in the database. And the last point, the monitoring during all the migration process. You will be able to monitor your migration project into our interface. So a full all-in-one solution to achieve data migration from the cloud to any on-premise storages. So very, very interesting solution and very, very powerful solution to achieve unclouding project. A quick demo to show you how it's easy to schedule a migration project. So here in this demonstration, I have declared an Azure storage at source, and on the right it's a Windows platform where I want to get back my data on premise. It's a Windows server. So I have choose my buckets. So previously I have declared my two storages into the interface, and now I create my task. So it took sorry for that. I go back. It was a bit fast, too fast. So I declare my directory I want to migrate. I can choose different options. So you see we have different options to optimize the multi-threading of the task, job parallelization to distribute efficiently the load across all data movers involved. I can also choose what I want to copy. If I want to copy the data and the metadata describing the file, or just the metadata, in a few cases it could be very interesting. And as I say, we have an end-to-end integrity mechanism, and you're able to choose the hash algorithm you want to use. We have different algorithms available, from MD5 to SHA-384, depending what you are looking for. If you are looking for security, you will use SHA or better, but better security you want, lower performances you will have. But if you want a basic end-to-end data integrity check, you can only use MD5 protocol to have a fast end-to-end migration integrity check. So I click on the next. I give a name to my task. So it's a reverse cloud from Azure to disk. I have and now I can start my task. So as you can see, it's quite easy to configure. Once I have declared my both storage these into the interface, creating a new task is very easy. I choose source directory, so I can take all the buckets as I've done during this demo. I choose where I want to push my data, and I have just to start my task. I can also schedule my task. So in this example, it was simple, and I have achieved a simple example with a manual start. But I can also schedule the task to have an automatic synchronization processes. So key takeaways. So if we compare the different pain points we have described at the beginning of the session, as I said before, one point to manage during a migration process is the performances issue. With Myria, as I've tried to demonstrate just before, we have a scale-up mechanism and a scale-up architecture to help you to adjust performances by simply adding or removing a NetTempo data mover. So more performances you need, more data mover you add, less performances you need, less data mover you remove data mover. Your storage remain operational. We try to prevent maximum aberration during data movement operation. So we try to save queries to the main storage and the source storage because we know, and it's not restricted to the cloud, but during the operation, your storage are still in production, and we have to save it because there are end users consuming that storage. And last point, we have an incremental and automatic file migration between both storage, and you can schedule the operation. And once we have achieved the first run, all the next one will be incremental. So like that, we can guarantee to save and to optimize the performances to achieve the migration process in the timeline you have defined. Second point, and we have to talk about that. Choosing the bad solution and not an adapted solution for your migration project could impact significantly your costs and the cost of the global migration, because there is a very important impact of the egress. And as we have seen just before, we save at the maximum the query we done against the cloud bucket. And we have also a complete solution, including software and professional services, from the initial audit to the final check, including constant monitoring. Like that, we guarantee, thanks our partners, because it's not only Atempo, it's also our global partners reseller network helping you at the end. We guarantee you and we guarantee to follow you, to give you support and monitoring during all migration processes. So like that, we can guarantee the budget and to help you to manage the budget and to mitigate any risk about cost impact during the migration process. And the last point, the data loss, data corruption, as I say, it's for me, the most important thing to manage during a migration processes, the guarantee and to have the data. I want to at the end the same data as I have at the source initially, and with Miria. And as you have seen during the demo, you have the ability to enable migration during the migration, an automatic migration check and an integrity mechanism, and to choose algorithm you want to use to guarantee your migration and to guarantee any corruption during the migration. So we have a full automatic verification of migrated file and to guarantee the integrity and the accessibility of all files we migrate from your cloud provider to an on-premise storage. And there is more. Miria, today we have talked a lot about Miria for migration, but Miria is a technical layer to achieve data movement. And with Miria, you can also achieve archiving, backup, data movement, synchronization, and a lot of use case of data movement. So with Miria, you can eventually think about cloud to cloud. You decide to change your cloud provider instead of going back on premise. You can also use Miria to achieve a cloud-to-cloud migration processes, but also to do synchronization. Today, in a lot of different industry, you use cloud to share data with external stakeholders. And you are looking for a solution to do synchronization one way or bidirectional way from a non-premise storage, for example, a NAS, to a cloud bucket to share assets during projects involving externals. So it could be useful to have synchronization from a cloud to cloud, or from a NAS to cloud, or at the contrary, from cloud to NAS. So you could use Miria also for that. And with Miria, you can also provide an ongoing protection to the new storage. So, for example, you achieve a migration from a cloud provider to an on-premise cluster, for example, and you can use our Miria solution once the migration achieved to propose backup and to put in place a backup solution for your cluster or your NAS or anything on-premise. Keep in mind, Miria have a very interesting and very powerful solution called FastScan to prevent scanning for NAS and parallel file system, and to propose backup fitting with your timeline and your backup Windows timeline. So very, very interesting solution to propose also protection once the migration project is achieved for the new storage. As a conclusion, I want to share with you different customer testimonials and different customer quotes about with some experiences they had with Atempo solution and with Atempo Myria solution to achieve migration. I won't read all these quotes. I let you reading it, but I think there is no more as a customer, an existing customer testimonial to talk about us and to give you an idea of the solution and the experiences they had with the Myria for migration product, and also to talk about Myria and Atempo staff team to achieve a migration process. Now, have you any question about the migration and unclouding migration processes?
Thanks very much, Louis. That was great, and we do have a couple of questions for you, and I'll read those out in a second. I would just like to say that there is also a poll tab in the Livestorm interface. So with one or two questions from us to you, first of all on the quality of the session, was it useful, interesting for you, and for the chance to maybe pad out some of your own specific requirements or needs in terms of data movement, data protection in cloud and NAS environments. So if you have a few seconds to answer those, that would be great. And in the meantime, we'll look at the questions that you've sent to us. And maybe I'll just start off with one question, Louis, maybe just to pad out the use case that you mentioned just a few slides ago. As an example, you talked about Lustre, which I thought was very interesting. So say I have an HPC or a media environment, and I've got 7 petabytes of data, and I'd like to reverse back that data from Google Cloud, say, to on-premise Lustre. So basically 2 questions. First, can Myria handle this type of volume and these file systems? And also, and you've already answered this in part, the question, when the migration is finished, can I keep Myria in place to protect the new Lustre file system? Or do I need additional components?
Yes, of course. We can answer yes to your both questions. Today, we are compatible with Google Cloud and also for Lustre. So once you have achieved your migration from Google Cloud to Lustre, we can involve our Myria framework, technical framework, to do once the migration over, the backup and the protection of this Lustre infrastructure. And one comment about Lustre, Myria for backup, especially with Lustre, as our FastScan component available. I have already talk a few words about Lustre FastScan, but it's a very, very good solution, very interesting solution, because in an incremental operation and incremental task, declare instead of doing a full file system scanning, the FastScan for Lustre keep all changes from the Lustre MDT change logs and consolidate it in a single central place. And during an incremental operation, instead of doing a full file system scanning, the FastScan for Lustre will give directly the changes to the data movement solution, and like that achieve an efficient and a powerful data movement without doing any more scanning once we have done the full first operation. So for when we start talking about backup, reducing the time to scan to identify changes between 2 incremental operations, it's very, very, very interesting. And I think people on the session with very large file system know what I'm talking about respecting time, Windows time to achieve by backup.
Okay, thanks, Louis. You talked obviously about the egress costs for getting data back from the cloud. In terms of the licensing for Myria for the migration, how does that work? Is it based on volume, the time it takes, or the number of Myria servers we have, or the number of data movers? How does that work?
It's quite simple. We have a migration based on volume, so it's based on the initial volume you have. So, for example, if you have 5 petabytes to migrate, we will charge you for 5 petabytes of data. It's a quite very simple pricing model.
There's a question also about professional services, and you did touch on that at one point, the importance of having human beings to help out in the actual project management. Maybe you can just say a few more words about that. Do we have teams locally who would come and set everything up, or how do professional services help you with your project?
So today we push the Myria for migration solution through our reseller networks. So today when we start talking about migration project, usually we involve local reseller, local integrator to push the solution, to push the migration project, and to support it at the end with professional services. In case of the partners is not able to achieve the migration by itself because it's new with the solution or no resources available, Atempo can provide consulting people, professional services people to help the partner or to support the partner, or eventually to run the migration end to end. And we have people spread all around the world. In Asia, we have people in Europe, you have people in the US, so we can answer to that point in the different geo for our customers and partners.
Okay, thanks very much. You mentioned at one point that the data movers are very flexible and we can add data movers and so on. The question is it possible to deploy a Myria server data mover in the cloud? And I imagine that means you fire up an instance of Myria on AWS or Google, or, for example.
Yeah, it's totally possible. And depending the use case you want to achieve during the initial design and the initial audit, and that's the point, and that's why I have talked about professional services and the support of Atempo, and why it's important to consider a migration project as a project and not a single one-shot task. We will run an initial audit, and based on the strategies you want to involve, performances you want to achieve, we will recommend and propose you an architecture, and depending of the architecture and the different needs, requirements, we will see and we will discover together. We will propose you to deploy server on-premise or in a cloud, or and same point for data mover. Depending the performances, depending storages, we will deploy data mover in the cloud or in on-premise, depending the performances and different technical requirements about the migration project. So it's possible.
Okay, thanks very much, Louis. Thanks for answering those questions. We do have a few more questions, I think, that were answered online by Armel. Thanks to her for taking care of those questions online. We'll leave the session open for a few more minutes, and you can see Louis' address as well, email. If you have any direct questions to Louis, please do use that address directly. I'd be very happy to answer those questions. I think we've seen that reverse cloud architecture and technology is provided with the Myria solution, and it's going to be an interesting few years, I think, where people can, in some cases, take back control of their data, bring it back on-prem, maybe even change cloud providers and take back control a bit more of their own data or their clients' data. So I think unless you see any more questions, Louis, in the chat, I'll just give one final look. I think we're done. Okay, so thanks everyone for joining, and I hope this session was useful. Thanks for answering the poll questions, and thanks, Louis, for your presentation and your words of wisdom. And I hope to speak to you very soon or have you on one of our upcoming web sessions. And we have quite a few of those. You can check those out on our webpage. So in the meantime, have a great day. Stay safe, everybody, and speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.